Howdy, what's going on, boys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're on the Hunter Bros compound. I think it's called on the shop. It's a Lawrence compound, obviously, but you can't name it that. But yeah, I feel like this is sort of a track that I'm going to be really enjoying the last few days. That I've really been enjoying the last few days. But yeah, I joined a lobby on here the other day with Linz and Charlie and Ben and stuff, and they were all in here. And it was actually really fun. I feel like the scaling on these tracks actually kind of good. Shout out Pax for making this Yamaha model, not model, this is a dash track model, Yamaha skin for the YZ. I'm on the YZ now. I'm actually enjoying it quite a lot. To be honest, I know a lot of people are enjoying the Fantic at the minute, but I went on the Yami and I'm actually kind of enjoying it. I'm still swapping between bikes, but for now I think Yami is kind of my favorite as of right now. If you want to be coached by someone that podiumed at the first ever MXPost LAN event, then click the MXP coach link in the description and book a one-on-one session with me now. Back to the video. Got the dash pack model that is free on MXP mods. It is part of the dash pack, the big one that you did. This is just the Yamaha YZ450. So if you guys do want this model, then it is on mods. It is a free one for once. But yeah, I've been really just enjoying this game on this track. So we're probably going to try this track, the next Supercross track, and maybe we'll do a little bit of the outdoor course as well. But unfortunately I say, as those of you that don't enjoy pay tracks, it's actually a $4 compound, which I think is a steep amount for a compound. But I've had it for a very long time. I've not recently bought it or anything. I've had it for a very long time. So to see it actually getting some lobbies up, I'm gonna, use it a lot. $4 compound, I want to use it as much as I can, and I'm kind of glad that the scaling and everything works really well with these bikes. It sort of gives me a reason to ride these tracks again. Don't really ride them too much. Did some enduro with Linz the other day. Did like a big Krakenberg stream and like the Resolute courses and all that, and we did some hard enduro as well. And these bikes are actually really fun hard enduro just because they turn really well. I just really like the steering on them. Not really any front tuck issues. And yeah, they just turn really well. You can like swing the back end around. One thing I would recommend is upping your brakes a little bit. I've done that. I've upped my brakes because engine braking is kind of non-existent on these bikes. I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard to stop for corners. It's weird. Like if you're coming down a hill, like when we were doing Krakenberg yesterday, well, yesterday I was recording, it was really hard to stop for hills, like really hard. You would literally, even if I'm just whacking it down in first gear and blipping the throttle a little bit, because that helps with engine braking, it was really hard to stop. Or even if you're coming in like really hot into a corner, it is really hard to stop for one. So yeah, put your braking up a little bit. I would say that's kind of helped me a little bit. And I've also put throttle smoothing on as well. Let's go try our next track. I don't use throttle smoothing normally at all, but I've put it on now just to help a little bit, just to see if it makes any difference. I put it on. It's not like a major difference. Like it's not going to be night or day difference or anything. But I don't know, I kind of like it. I think it gives you just a little bit more leeway on the throttle. It's nice and smooth on the throttle. It shouldn't, it shouldn't kick your back end out as much. Bowl turns are always going to be difficult, and flat turns, they're always going to be difficult. But I could see us having a lot more ruts in Supercross now than ever. Whether they're full ruts, like all the way around the corners, or just at the end of the corner, so you can sort of, you see how time to cut down, get in and out the corners and sort of all that before the ruts start. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I just think this compound's going to be really good for the next few days. Just getting used to everything. I feel like everyone's kind of equal right now, skill-wise. So I don't know, everyone's kind of close. Like even in pub lobbies, people are having proper battles. I think it's just because people are grinding, obviously. But if you have been grinding, everyone's kind of been grinding the same amount. No one's been grinding for 6 months or anything. Like, I feel like no one's at their actual top speed just yet. So I feel like pole lobbies is really close to the minute. Whether that'll spread out in time or generally the bikes are just that close. But we'll see. The battles are really good. I've had a few good battles with Linz. They're just really fun to like be really close. I feel like because me and Linz are both obviously UK, the ping isn't too bad. It's actually alright. Netcode works kind of okay. So you can get really close. You can like cut down, dive bomb each other, and it's just really fun. You can sort of throw the bikes around. The steering's really good to throw the bikes around. Yeah, I don't really have too much to talk about in this video. I wanted to do like a newish kind of track, but there wasn't really anything on mods that sort of looked interesting for me to make a video on. But I thought I might as well, as the new OEM's out, just to kind of, you know, show you guys some tracks that'll be really good. Just a bit of a shame that it is a $4 compound. I feel like that is quite a lot. It's a very, very good track. It is, I would say, worth it. But obviously, I'm not going to force you guys to spend $4 on a compound or on a single track on MX bikes. But if you guys do want to get some Supercross practice in and a bit of outdoors as well, the outdoor track is fun. I can't remember if I've done a video on this track when I first got it. I probably did when, you know, I first got it like ages ago. I can't remember when it actually come out. It might even be over a year ago now. But yeah, definitely a good compound for some practice. And yeah, I'm going to go whack my outdoor suspension on and let's go run some laps on the outdoor course. I'll show you guys that as well. But yeah, how's everyone feeling now a few days in? You know, everyone, you know, has this shock when the new bikes come out and they're not as quick as what they were. Once everyone's kind of getting a bit more comfortable on them, maybe even, you know, fiddling around with some setups now. I feel like everyone's kind of getting to the point where they don't feel terrible on them now. They just need to put a bit of time in, put a bit of practice in, which I think is the same for me. I have grinded the game a lot. I think I was on like 15 or something hours past 2 weeks before. I haven't actually looked at what I am now, but it would not surprise me if it's over, I don't know, like 30 maybe. I think I've probably put about 20 hours on this game in the last 3 days, maybe 4 days, which compared to some people isn't a lot, but for me, I think 20 hours in about 3-4 days is a horrid amount. But I've just been enjoying playing the game. It's brought back that sort of enjoyment to it. Obviously, Linz has been streaming every single day, so I haven't. I say it's not really. It's more of an excuse, if I'm saying, if I'm being honest. I do need to get a stream in at some point, but Linz has been streaming for the past 3-4 days, so I've kind of just enjoyed doing his streams. There's no point in me streaming at the same time. I know some of you say, yeah, but you might as well. I'll swap between streams and stuff like that. But it's like, realistically, bigger picture, Linz is going to have the most people. There's kind of no point in me streaming at the same time he does. And I kind of just enjoy doing his streams because he gets full lobbies. My streams, you can get about 10 people in it, maybe. So you can have good races. There's still enough to do races. But, you know, full lobbies on, you know, older tracks, newer tracks, can't really beat that. So basically just been enjoying doing Linz streams, and he's doing like 4-5 hour streams a day, and I've pretty much just been in most of his streams just doing the races. I've actually just been enjoying playing the game again. So yeah, I think I've been doing like 4 to 5 hours a day on the game, which is a crazy amount to be grinding this game. But yeah, we've got a month out until Supercross, so I've been starting to do a little bit of Supercross, trying to just, you know, figure it out a little bit. And I've been enjoying Supercross again. You know, I'm normally don't enjoy Supercross, but Supercross for me, it's one of them things where I enjoy racing it, but I think sometimes just sitting in a testing or something can get a little bit repetitive or a little bit boring. So yeah, I'm starting to just do a little bit of Supercross practice in some lobbies as well. There has been some pub lobbies up. I would say don't use the 2024 Supercross tracks. I know there's a lot of deadies up on them, which is why I've been running them myself as well. But don't compare these bikes, like skill-wise, or how good they are on those tracks, because the scale on them tracks are way too big, like way too big. I use A1 as an example. This year's Anaheim 1. Absolutely horrible. I don't like the track at all. There's no skill gap in it whatsoever, just because it's literally the most flat-out Supercross track I've ever ridden in my life. But on these bikes, it just makes it so much harder than what it actually needs to be. So I would recommend tracks of ruts, so towards the end of the season. If you're gonna ride the 2024 tracks, I would ride towards the end of the season, so there's more ruts and bumps. I feel like that's gonna suit the bikes a lot more. But Stone Rider will obviously be changed on the scale and everything, so it'll be interesting to see what the scaling is going to be like. I believe it's going to kind of be like this compound, like the Supercross compound here, or just like smaller scaling. I think smaller scaling is definitely going to be the way to go, and maybe more ruts. Don't know about bumps, whether he's going to make them rougher or whether it's going to be kind of flat just with more ruts. I'm interested to find out. Stone Rider sometimes puts out like a kind of preview-ish track, like just on mods or something, like a month or two before Supercross, of just sort of the scaling. I don't think he's going to release anything anytime soon, just because we're a bit far away from Supercross. I don't think he's going to be releasing anything anytime soon. I think he's going to try and work on a scaling, get people to test it, or he'll test it a few times himself first before he releases anything on mods. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if within the next month or two he starts releasing some new scaling. Or, thinking about it, he might do something before SMX, because SMX obviously scaling will be changed on that, but that isn't a full-blown Supercross track. so the scaling is always different on that anyway. So I don't know, I'll be interested to see whether he's doing the same scaling for SMX and for Supercross, because SMX is meant to be, you know, a hybrid, motocross and Supercross. So the scaling's normally a lot bigger, like even rhythm sections are a lot bigger, jumps are bigger, there's more ruts, maybe more bumps, sand sections. Like SMX is very different to Supercross, so it'd be interesting to see whether he does like a preview track kind of for SMX, or if he does SMX with his own kind of scaling and then works on a brand new scaling for the full Supercross season. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. But I think that will do it from me. Not a super long video, but I'm just trying to help people find tracks to ride, or easiest way to like get better on these bikes. I'm not going to make a whole video on it because I don't think that's kind of the point. There's no point me doing a whole video of change this, do this, do this. Don't think there's that many things you could change to change how the bikes feel. The bikes will always kind of feel the same, but it's just ways that you can make it a little bit easier, or a little bit, you know, easier on yourself to learn or get used to. So yeah, hopefully a few tips in this video helped you a little bit, and yeah, just find some tracks with some smaller scaling is what I would say, and maybe some Supercross tracks or some ruts. But yeah, I think that would do it from me. If you guys did enjoy, appreciate you guys watching, like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Peace.